I found out my perfect fiancé had a second life, so I exposed him. I met Ethan when I was 20. He was 22, kind, respectful, hardworking, the kind of person everyone hopes you end up with. We met at a bookstore, and our first conversation lasted 3 hours. Everything about it felt like a fairy tale. For years, he was the perfect partner. Thoughtful surprises, little love notes, weekend trips. My friends would even say he seemed too good to be true. After we moved in together and got a dog named Oliver, it felt like our lives were really starting. Then, he proposed during a winter trip in the mountains. It was beautiful. I cried. Everything felt perfect. But about 3 weeks before our engagement party, I noticed some changes. Ethan started guarding his phone. He stayed late at work more often, even on days he usually came home early. He started wearing cologne again, even though he used to say it bothered his skin. At first, I brushed it off. I thought maybe I was just overthinking. But one night, he left his phone on the counter, unlocked, and something in me told me to check. That's when I discovered everything. He had been seeing someone else. Not just messaging, a whole second relationship with a girl named Sabrina. She lived in another city and thought I was someone he was slowly breaking up with. They sent each other photos, made weekend plans, and even shared pictures of my dog, Oliver. I felt completely shocked, but instead of reacting right away, I stayed calm. I saved all the messages and photos, then went to my parents the next day. They were devastated, but I told them I wanted to handle this in my own way. So I made a plan. I created a simple, respectful slideshow. The first slide said, "A toast to love, honesty, and new beginnings." Only my best friend and my brother knew what I was about to do. The engagement party was beautiful. Everyone was smiling. Ethan gave a warm welcome speech. Then I asked if I could say a few words before the toast. I took the microphone and said, "Thank you all for coming to celebrate our future. But before we move forward, I'd like to show you what the past few months have really looked like." Then I played the slideshow. The first slide was Ethan and Sabrina walking together on a day he told me he was out of town for work. Then the friendly and cheerful messages between them. Then the third one was a photo of her in our apartment. A weekend I was away visiting family. Everyone went silent. People gasped. His mom looked like she didn't know what to say. Ethan just stood there, frozen. "This engagement is canceled. Wishing you the best, Ethan." Then I walked out. My brother followed, smiled, and told me I did the right thing. We went home with Oliver, and only then did I finally cry. Not because I missed Ethan, but because I knew I had chosen to respect myself. Ethan later messaged me, saying I embarrassed him, and that I should have handled it privately. But after what he did, I felt like I had the right to share the truth. A few days later, Sabrina reached out. She had no idea he was engaged. I showed her the messages, and she was heartbroken too. We ended up meeting for coffee. She thanked me for being honest, and told me she was done with him as well.